Hello, it's Casey from Whole Child Counseling. Today I want to show you how I use the group planning log, and I use my social emotional IEP and treatment plan objectives ebook with the digital goal bank to easily write IEP and MTSS goals and objectives that are smart. And I use the group planning log once I write the objectives, then I write the goal. I distill the objectives down, and I take those distilled objectives and I put them right in my group planning log, because then when I'm pulling together my activities and interventions, I can easily see the goals that I need to address, those lagging skills that we're working on. So let's take a look. Your goal summary log is helpful if you have students on IEPs that you're seeing or with MTSS objectives. This is a way for you to keep everything organized, and also it will help you with your planning process. So the first thing that you're going to do, this said school year. I just changed it because I did a video and it messed up, but you're going to just double click into the header so you can change it to the school year. You're also going to double click in here to just change the title so it's the year, okay? And what you want to do is go to File, Move, and then you'll put a copy of this document in your organizational templates folder in Google Drive so it's easy to find. When you're adding a student's name, you're just going to highlight the name and then type it in. The reason you do this is because we have this beautiful table of contents that's clickable here, and it just allows everything to be easily clicked and easy to find. So that's how you add a student's name. If you're pasting text into the table, like I'm just going to paste this for an example, and it's off, you don't like the way it is, you can just highlight the text and then click this T that's crossed out to clear the formatting. Sometimes you might have to click the three dots to find that. If you make a mistake or want to undo something, you just hit the undo button here. That's Command. Undo is Command Z or Control Z, depending on if you're Windows or Mac. If you don't see the clickable table of contents, just go to View, Show Outline. That will show it for you there. If you want to add something to the table of contents, maybe you want to add like a reminder, look at accommodation list. I don't know what you would be adding, but if you want it on the clickable table of contents, type what you want, highlight it, click this normal text bar, then you're going to go to heading 2, apply heading 2, and then it's going to put that right there, okay? I'm going to undo that because I don't really need that. And I just did the redo button because I hit undo too many times. To insert a page break, let's say that you want to print these, but you want each student's info on a separate page, obviously, because you want to file it. You would just put the cursor where you want the page break, hit insert, break, and then page break, and it just puts it right on a new page for you. If you want to add a new column or row, just click anywhere within the table, right click, and you could do, insert row below. You could do insert column to the left or to the right, whatever you want to do. And then if you want to delete a column or row, click where you want to delete. You just hit delete column, click delete row. If you want to delete the whole table, maybe there's way too many student names and you don't need all these, right click and hit delete table. If you need more, then you would go to templates here at the bottom. You're going to highlight where it says template student name and the table. You can right click copy, put it where you want it to go, and then paste it, right click paste, or Command V, Control V if you're on Windows or Mac. If you need to search inside the document, you can do Command F or Control F, and this will just, you can put whatever you want, and Hudson only has one, but let's say we do notes. There's a bunch of notes, so you would just hit the arrow and it would keep bringing you there. Remember, you also have the clickable table of contents, but the search feature is really helpful as well. Okay, so now I want to show you how I use my social emotional IEP and treatment planner ebook with Goal Blank to easily write goals and objectives for kids. We're going to use the digital goal bank, which comes with my social emotional IEP and treatment plan objectives ebook, to write a goal and objectives for this goal summary sheet. So as you can see, there's a lot of different categories there, and there's over 450 goals or objectives here. So I know for this student that I want to work on problem solving skills and emotional regulation. So let's start with problem solving. Let's go here and see. Okay. I think what I want to work on with him is like measuring the size of a challenge, because I know he has big reactions to sometimes small problems, like if someone cuts him in line or something. So I'm going to go to my goal summary sheet. When I write goals and objectives, I start with the objective and then I write the goal last. So we're calling this student Hudson, I think. To increase problem-solving skills, Hudson will be able to accurately measure the size of a challenge. We're going to say using a 1 to 4 Likert type scale. And we'll say given visuals and direct teaching, those are the levels of support he needs. And we'll say 4 out of 5 opportunities as demonstrated by counselor observation data log. So we're going to drill this down. I like to keep the font consistent, but we're going to drill this down in the distilled section, measure problems in 4 out of 5 with visuals. So we're just making it so simple. We're taking all those words and just making them a lot more simple. Okay. So now, I don't know why this text is so small. Okay, I want to go back to problem solving, because another thing besides, having big reactions, the other thing I'm thinking that might help him with some of his peer conflicts is using I statements. So I'm going to just copy this objective right from here, and I'm going to paste it right here. So given a complex scenario, direct teaching, I don't think he needs anything else. So I'm going to say given a complex scenario and direct teaching. He doesn't need any other levels of support. Hudson will be able to use an appropriate I statement script. I feel when you, could you please, to match the scenario in, we'll say 4 out of 5 opportunities. It's very easy to measure as demonstrated by data log. Okay, so again, I statement in 4 out of 5. I'm just drilling it down very simply there. Okay. I think the last thing I think would help him in terms of just kind of the emotional regulation piece. I'm going to go back up at the top to emotional regulation, because I'm feeling like we need to work. This student knows how to identify if thoughts are helpful or unhelpful, but what I want to work with him on is changing unhelpful thoughts to be more helpful. So I'm just going to copy that goal here. Again, he knows, he's already learned with me how to identify if it's helpful or unhelpful. So now we're just going to do the next beat. So I'm going to change this a little bit, and I'm going to say to increase self-awareness, because that's a piece of it is being aware of his emotions, metacognition, thinking about his thinking, that means, and I already had that here, and emotional regulation. we'll just pick a date, July 5th. No, that's weird. July 5th, 2025. Hudson will be able to, I don't think he needs any given conditions or levels of support, so I'm going to delete that. Change 4 out of 5 unhelpful thoughts into more helpful thoughts as demonstrated by data log and counselor observation. I'm going to say given a scenario, because I want him to be able to do it with a scenario before we expect him to do it in real life. Unhelpful thoughts in scenarios in 4 out of 5. A lot of times kids, they have to practice in counseling before they can kind of generalize it to the rest of their life. So we've got our objectives, we've drilled them down, distilled them here. Now we're going to write the overarching goals. So I'm going to look at the patterns. I've got, problem solving, conflict scenarios, emotional regulation. So I'm going to say Hudson will improve we'll say social problem solving and emotional regulation skills. We could even say, like, the I statement is social problem solving. We could say conflict resolution too, but we don't have to, we're covering our bases here. And then we're going to just kind of name it, including his ability to accurately measure the size of a problem, use an I statement, and change unhelpful thoughts to more helpful thoughts in 4 out of 5 opportunities. We're making it measurable as measured by counselor observation, data collection, and obtainment of the objectives listed below. So you can see this is a broader goal. We're improving emotional regulation, social problem solving. And these are very smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Here's where you would do the progress notes. Any other notes here, like maybe you're working with him and you realize, need to address triggers for frustration or whatever you want to do in the future. You can just make yourself notes. For the distilled objectives, what you would do is in your group planning log, let's say that he's in this group, your Monday group, you would just copy over these distilled objectives. Again, this seems like a lot, but you only have to do it once a year. You're only making your group planning log once a year. You're only rewriting these goals once a year. So it seems like a lot of work, but when you have the things that are done for you, like all the templates and the goals, it's really simple. So then when you're looking to do this group planning log and fill out your activities and supplies, you'd be using your SEL database to do that, this tool. When you're doing that, you would look at what the challenges are, the lagging skills that you're going to address, and you're going to be able to put them here. So I hope that is helpful for you on how we use the goal summary sheet in conjunction with the social emotional IEP and treatment plan objectives ebook and digital goal bank to create plans that make sense for kids, address their lagging needs, and you can check out the other organization videos below.